You've got to persist. You've got to overcome obstacles, but you've got to do it right. And it's not what happens, it's how you handle it. It is easy to win. You know why it's easy to win? Everyone talks about going the second mile. There's books on going the second mile. And it's been my observation that most people never go the first. If you'll just do what you do, your very best. How many people demand, flat out demand their very best of themselves?
And the competition starts flinging false accusations about me and about this company. There's going to be a band of people who know the truth. And there's going to be a band of people who are going to fight with every last breath. Think Braveheart. They're going to fight with every last breath in their body for what they know is right. You think it's not going to happen? It's already happened. It happened back in the 90s, right? Doing nothing is not an option this time. Oh, we'll talk. We'll speak out. We'll address it head on. But you're going to hear negativity. And remember the illustration about input and output? You're going to have to change your input. And the people you're talking to, you're going to have to change their input. We can win, but we're going to win as a team. We have to win together. You're all different demographics. Different things resonate with all of you. So how do I connect with you individually? How do I make it so that even though I've got thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of consumers, how do I make you feel like I'm talking just to you? And what they realize is mass media is not the way to do that. You're not going to accomplish that on a commercial. They know that for every commercial they show, they only are going to attract a certain percentage of people that are going to watch that, and then a subset of that, it's usually about 5%, may be in their actual target demographic. They're throwing 95% of their money away because they don't know how else to reach their exact target audience. And the sentiments that I expressed to the leaders in that crowd last Friday evening was, you don't have a clue what it takes to preserve liberty and freedoms. It's still about politics. It was still about accomplishing some agenda that they had, pushing some bills through. And I wanted to shake them and say, grow up. This is bigger than the bill that you keep trying to pass. This is bigger than this over here. It is about freedom and liberty in the United States of America.
These are uncertain times, and I believe that it takes strong leadership. And I don't think leadership is doing this. You know, which way is the wind blowing? Yep, I'm going this direction. Yeah, I think this today. And it's not stringing people along. It's very rare, and this is anywhere in life, not just politics, to find somebody who knows what they believe in. That's hard enough. Most people are repeating talking heads from what they hear on TV or the neighbor or what have you. But to find somebody who knows what they believe in, and then the second part of that is to be willing to stand up for it. And that requires inner fortitude. And it requires a very principled person who understands what the issues are, and that at the end of the day, their integrity and their ability to sleep at night is more important than trying to use an office as a stepping stone to a higher office. You know, I kind of like the idea of founders where you just go serve the people and go back home and go to work, you know.
But you and I could both do the exact same process. We could both, if we were running for political office, we could both campaign the same way. We could say the same things, and it's going to get a totally different result based on how we say it, who we are, all kinds of other factors. The same thing happens in business. That's why you could do the same thing in one location or with one company or with one group and it be an utter failure somewhere else because you don't understand the principles behind the success. What makes it work in this setting? And of course, I don't usually repeat tactics very often because tactics only are as good as the principle that supports them. And in every environment, your location changes, the geography changes, the culture changes, the stakeholders and constituents change, the landscape economically, culturally, environmentally, all of it changes, which means the approach, the tactic changes. And the only way to know which one is right is if you understand the underlying principle. Well, the underlying principle that so many people get wrong is that they glorify busyness.
So every problem that you blame the government for, or you say that they should do more, is the very need that some entrepreneur should say, I will solve that problem. Private sector, historically speaking, is better able to solve just about every problem a society has than the government can. So having a mentality of the government is the source of all of our provision and answers and solutions inherently is a false premise. In fact, it's government that is kind of responsible for much of the situation people find themselves in. Therefore, relying on them to create the solutions is not a very wise path forward. That being said, government can provide and make it easier to do business structurally and with policy, and we champion that.
That is why I'm running. To offer a different political spirit with a vision for 22nd century America that starts with my 8-year plan, the Age of American Innovation, that will ensure our global leadership and physical safety for the next 250 years. It took our great founding fathers a belief and an insight but out of reach vision to form the more perfect union, these United States. And that is what my America 2.0 plan will do for our nation's future. It is a bold plan, and I commit to speaking about my vision for an America that pleases God, prospers mankind, and leads us authoritatively into the next century. May our great-grandchildren be speaking of us as the generation that saved America from herself. May we reject the political grandstanding and self-aggrandizement of self-seeking, power-hungry egomaniacs that will do anything for attention. May we move past political stunts, gimmicks, sound bites, half-truths, and talking points, and be a nation of dignity, character, and honor. If you want to walk boldly into the future, with America leading the way in a noble, dignified, honorable way, then I humbly ask for your support and vote to elect me as your next President of the United States. May we once more be one nation under God. May God bless each of you, and may God bless these United States of America. Thank you.